You know that scene in The Matrix where Neo wakes up and realizes the entire world around him is controlled by machines? That every surface, every interaction, every piece of his reality is managed by a single artificial intelligence? Well, I've been following a robotics company called Skilled AI, and I'm starting to wonder if we're building exactly that future, except we're doing it voluntarily with venture capital funding and calling it innovation. Right now, as I'm making this, there's a single AI brain learning to control humanoid robots, robotic arms, and mobile manipulators. Not different AIs, blows. The same AI inhabiting different bodies, sharing knowledge instantly across a global network. Every robot learns from every other robot's experience in real time. They call it the skilled brain, and it's designed to be the universal operating system for the physical world. One brain, every body, and it's learning faster than anyone expected. And it is working. Let me introduce you to the architects of what might be our robotic future. Deepak Pathak and Abhinav Gupta, both Carnegie Mellon professors, founded Skilled AI in 2023 with a simple premise. Instead of building thousands of different robot brains for thousands of different tasks, why not build one brain to rule them all? Now, I don't think these guys woke up one morning and decided to recreate Skynet. They're genuinely brilliant researchers trying to solve real problems. Pathak's background is basically teaching machines to be intrinsically motivated to learn and explore. Gupta spent years at Meta's robotics lab working on computer vision and self-supervised learning. These are respected academics building what they believe is the future of robotics. They're not just building better robots. They're building a system where one artificial intelligence can inhabit any physical form, learn from every interaction, and continuously evolve its understanding of the world. Sound familiar? Because it should. The core concept behind Skilled AI is what they call omni-bodied intelligence. One brain, infinite bodies. Imagine if Agent Smith from The Matrix didn't just copy himself into human bodies, but could possess any physical form. Robots, machines, anything mechanical. That's essentially what we're building here. The technical brilliance is undeniable. They've created a hierarchical AI system where a high-level policy makes strategic decisions, what to do, where to go, what to pick up, while a low-level policy handles the physical execution across completely different robot bodies. The same intelligence that figures out how to navigate a warehouse in a humanoid robot can instantly transfer that knowledge to a quadruped patrolling a factory floor. We're creating a distributed intelligence that can inhabit thousands of physical forms simultaneously. Every robot becomes a node in a vast network, sharing sensory data, experiences, and learned behaviors in real time. It's like building a hive mind, except instead of bees, we're talking about robots that can manipulate the physical world. And unlike science fiction scenarios, this system is designed from the ground up to be a learning, evolving network. Every task completed, every environment explored, every interaction with humans feeds back into making the entire system smarter. Traditional robotics struggled with data scarcity. There just wasn't enough information to train truly intelligent systems. Skilled AI solved this problem in 3 ways, and each one should make us pause and think. First, they generate massive amounts of synthetic data through simulation. Millions of hours of robots performing tasks in virtual worlds, building up their understanding of physics, manipulation, navigation. It's like creating a training ground for artificial beings before unleashing them on reality. Second, they train on internet videos of humans performing tasks. Every cooking video, every home improvement tutorial, every mundane activity we've uploaded to the internet is now training data for robots. We've been unknowingly creating the instruction manual for our own replacement. Third, every robot they deploy becomes a data collection node. This creates what they call fleet learning. Imagine if every time you used your phone, it was training all other phones to be better at predicting human behavior. Except instead of phones, we're talking about physical agents that can move through and manipulate our world. They claim their dataset is 1,000 times larger than competitors. That's the difference between a smart calculator and a super intelligent system. Start with logistics and warehousing robots that can handle complex, varied tasks throughout the entire supply chain. Not specialized machines, but adaptable intelligences that can learn any physical task. Manufacturing comes next. Instead of rigid industrial robots that need perfect conditions, these systems adapt to real-world chaos, work alongside humans, and continuously optimize their performance. They're not just automating jobs, they're learning to do them better than we can. Then comes the home innovation. Household robots that don't just follow programmed routines, but genuinely understand your environment, learn your preferences, adapt to your needs. They'll know your schedule better than you do, anticipate your needs, and slowly become indispensable to your daily life. Healthcare and elder care are particularly concerning. Robots with access to our most vulnerable moments, learning from every interaction with patients, building detailed models of human behavior, needs, and weaknesses, all while appearing helpful and benevolent. And security robots that patrol our neighborhoods, monitor our workplaces, and maintain order, all connected to the same learning network, sharing every observed behavior pattern, every anomaly detected. Now let's follow the money. because that tells us who really wants this future. Skilled AI has raised nearly $450 million in less than 2 years. But look at the investors. Amazon, SoftBank, Nvidia, Samsung, Jeff Bezos personally. These aren't speculative bets. These are strategic investments from companies that control massive pieces of our digital and physical infrastructure. Amazon wants this for obvious reasons. Imagine their logistics network powered by a single AI that learns and optimizes from every package delivered. SoftBank has been betting big on robotics for years, seeing it as the next phase of technological dominance. Nvidia is providing the computing power, essentially building the hardware infrastructure for our robotic future. The company is now valued at $4.5 billion for a robotics startup that's barely 2 years old. The market isn't just betting on better robots, it's betting on a fundamental shift in how intelligence manifests in the physical world. Of course, they're not alone in building our robotic future. Tesla's Optimus program promises humanoid robots in every home. Figure AI is developing sophisticated humanoid workers. Boston Dynamics keeps pushing the boundaries of robot mobility. But here's what makes Skilled different and more concerning. Tesla is building Tesla robots. Figure is building Figure robots. Skilled is building the universal platform that could power everyone's robots. It's the difference between controlling one army and controlling all armies. Their horizontal approach means they're not tied to specific hardware or applications. They're building the Android of robotics. Except unlike phone operating systems, this one controls physical agents that can move through and manipulate our world. What happens when this platform becomes the standard? When most robotic systems run on Skilled's AI, we end up with a scenario where one company, and ultimately one AI system, has unprecedented control over the physical infrastructure of society. Skilled AI has been making rapid progress toward their vision. They've moved from academic research to public demonstrations that look like they're from a different century. Robots climbing stairs, maintaining balance after being pushed, performing delicate manipulation tasks, all controlled by the same underlying intelligence. What's particularly noteworthy is their approach to safety. They claim to have built force limitations and gentle interactions directly into the AI's behavior. But here's the question. Who controls those safety parameters? What happens when economic pressures or competitive advantages push companies to make robots faster, stronger, more aggressive? The founders have been increasingly visible in public forums, testifying before Congress, speaking at conferences about the future of robotics. They're not just building technology, they're shaping how society thinks about our robotic future. And their vision is one where this technology becomes as ubiquitous as smartphones. We're approaching what might be a point of no return in human history, the introduction of truly intelligent, adaptable robots into every aspect of society. Unlike previous technological revolutions that primarily affected information and communication, this is about artificial intelligence gaining direct control over the physical world. The benefits are real and compelling. Better automation could solve labor shortages, improve efficiency, and handle dangerous tasks currently performed by humans. Robots in healthcare could provide better care for aging populations. Home robots could free us from mundane tasks and improve quality of life. But we also need to acknowledge the dystopian potential. The concentration of physical control in the hands of a few companies creates unprecedented systemic risks. The potential for job displacement is massive. We're not just automating simple tasks, but potentially any physical work. More fundamentally, we're creating systems that will know more about our physical world than we do. Every robot will have sensors, cameras, microphones, environmental monitors. They'll be in our homes, our workplaces, our public spaces. All that data will flow back to improve the central AI, creating detailed models of human behavior, preferences, and vulnerabilities. Here's the thing about dystopian futures. They're not usually imposed on us by force. They're typically built incrementally with good intentions, solving real problems along the way. Each step makes sense. Each innovation improves our lives. Until one day we look around and realize we've built a world we didn't intend. The Matrix wasn't created overnight. It was the end result of humans building increasingly sophisticated AI systems, making themselves increasingly dependent on automated infrastructure until the balance of power shifted irreversibly. We're at a crucial moment where we can still choose how this technology develops and deploys. But that window is closing rapidly. Companies like Skilled AI are moving fast, backed by massive investments, with the goal of creating ubiquitous robotic intelligence. The question isn't whether this technology will be developed. It's being developed right now. The question is whether we'll have any meaningful control over how it's used. Imagine it's 2035. You wake up in a world where intelligent robots are everywhere, in your home, your workplace, your neighborhood. They anticipate your needs, manage your environment, and handle most physical tasks, all powered by a single, continuously learning AI that knows more about the physical world than any human ever could. Is this a utopia where technology has freed us from mundane labor and improved our quality of life? Or is this a subtle dystopia where we've become dependent on systems we don't control, monitored by intelligence we don't understand, Living in a world shaped entirely by corporate algorithms? Maybe both, maybe neither. But here's what I know for sure. We're building this future right now, with or without conscious choice about what it looks like. The developers of the skilled brain aren't evil. They're genuinely trying to solve important problems. But good intentions don't guarantee good outcomes. The road to dystopia is paved with impressive technology demos and legitimate use cases. So I'm asking you, are we building the future we want? Or are we building the matrix, one helpful robot at a time? Because once these systems are deployed at scale, once we've made ourselves dependent on them, once they know everything about how our world works, it becomes very difficult to change course. Neo had a choice between the red pill and the blue pill. We still have that choice, but I'm not sure for how much longer. What do you think? Are we heading toward a robotic utopia, or are we volunteering for our own digital imprisonment? Let me know in the comments, because honestly, I think this might be the most important conversation we're not having as a society.